G'day there, my name is Hannah, and today we are going to talk about the Star Wars planet Raxus Secundus, or we can just call it Raxus. Now, this is the planet that featured in episode 3 of Tales of the Jedi, and if you were like me, when we heard this planet mentioned, I was like, we absolutely have seen this planet before, but I couldn't remember where. So I've done my research, and we're going to go through a little bit about what this planet is, and where we've seen it, and why it is so important that we saw it in Tales of the Jedi. We are first introduced to Raxus in Season 3, Episode 10 of the Clone Wars, Heroes on Both Sides. In this episode, Padme and Ahsoka travel to Raxus to meet up with Padme's friend, Mina Bonteri, who to Ahsoka and our surprise is a Separatist senator. Now, the reason they meet on Raxus is that the planet is the capital of the Confederacy of Independent Systems, so the Separatists essentially. Now, that is key because who is head of the Confederacy of the Separatist Senate? Count Dooku. We even get a great scene where the mutual efforts of Padme and Separatist Senator Bonteri push forward a vote to begin negotiations with the Republic to start peace talks. It passes but fails to continue as Palpatine gets involved and he has Bonteri assassinated to stop any type of peace happening. All throughout the height of the Clone Wars, Raxus was the central place for Separatists, seeing as the whole Separatist Senate was there. So Count Dooku was pretty familiar with this planet. So the second time we see this planet is in The Bad Batch, Season 1, Episode 10, Common Ground. The Bad Batch go on a rescue mission to save the Senator of Raxus, R.V. Singh. So he was once a member of the Confederacy, but at the time of the Empire's reign, after the Clone Wars, he didn't support the occupation of the Empire on Raxus. So he was imprisoned for not supporting the Empire. But the Bad Batch was successful in rescuing the Senator, and the people of Raxus succumbed, like most planets in the galaxy, to the Imperial rule. The other time we get to see Raxus or read about Raxus is in the book Dark Disciple. Now, being honest, I haven't read the book, so I can't say too much about how good it is in the book. But this book is honestly so revered by many, many fans, and it is on my to-read list. So, spoiler alert, I have looked up Wikipedia, and Raxus appears in this book, and apparently Asajj Ventress and Quinlan Vos attempt to assassinate Count Dooku on Raxus. So, there's another cool point if you want to go read that book. Apparently Raxus is in it, so that's cool. So, from what we've seen of Raxus, it had a lot to do with the Separatist control and it being the capital for the Separatists. It made a lot of sense in something as short as Tales of the Jedi, and this planet was only in one episode, that this is where we see the start of Count Dooku's journey to leave the Jedi Order and ultimately return back to this planet. Another thing to note, which is really interesting from this Tales of the Jedi episode, is when Dooku is speaking to the Raxus guard. So the guard is telling Dooku how he doesn't like the Republic and they're all corrupt, and Dooku replies, "Your ideology, while faulty, does have its points," which is just such a good line. And you know what? He's kind of not wrong. He also says to the guard, "Make sure your people don't lose heart and evolve," which is such good foreshadowing because, man, it really does evolve. Count Dooku becomes the head of the Separatist Senate, which is based on Raxus. So, bit of a full circle moment there. Hopefully that brings you up to speed on what Raxus is and where we've seen it. It was such a great planet to incorporate into this show, and I think out of all the planets they could have chosen, this was the best one for Count Dooku's story. So make sure you subscribe, like this video if you enjoyed it. My name is Hannah, and always choose the Raeside.